I wanted to do a video on the disk drive roller mods that I do on all the PS4s. Um, if you have a problem with inserting or ejecting disk where there's a lot of slip, um, this will help a lot. Um, I don't really notice it so much with the pros or the slims, um, but every now and then I will come across one where it has problems like this right here. You insert it and and you see that drag. It, the rollers are dirty, and so it has like a slip to it. Now this one isn't that bad. I've had ones where I have to like help it go in there, and I was trying to come across one that was like that, but most of them have been decent, so we're just gonna do it this way. Now, yes, you can buy a new rollers for it for like $10, but this mod that I'm gonna do, it actually will be better than buying a new one. So even if you if you even want to buy a new one and do this method, it works. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to boil the rollers, and that's going to remove the oil from the rollers. Now, I've watched videos of people saying, use alcohol, and I have used alcohol to clean the rollers, and I've done it, and I put it back in, and the first couple of times when I insert and inject it, it's fine, and after about the sixth or seventh time, it starts slipping again. So doing this method where you're removing the oil from the plastic, because that's how they're, when they're made, they still have the oils in the plastic. They did a much better job with the Slims and the Pro of removing that stuff, and it's really the problems that I have. Most of the problems with the disc slipping and inserting has come from the originals. So if you have an original, this is definitely something you want to watch. And if you have the Pro and the Slim and you're taking apart your PS4, and this will just, enhance how well it grabs the disc. This is also worth watching. So I'm going to get started here. Yeah, so normally I have screws right there. I've already taken them out. Just do these because this helps with the heat. Now, usually when I remove this, now sometimes people pull this apart, they rip this right out of the board. What I like to do, you just put your finger right on it, and that keeps that in place, and that'll keep that from ripping out. So, all right, so I don't have the best angle. I just have this phone propped up. So there's just 2 screws right here. Oh, this one has 3. Sometimes it's 2 or 3, depending on what model you have. Now, just want to show you, now when you take this apart, you're going to just put your finger right here, have the white part held down, and all you're going to do is you're going to lift up right there. And that's what's going to make it pop out, right? So you're not damaging anything. And then this. And that's just kind of the same thing. You can just put that in there like that, and it'll pop right out. Not a big deal. All right. Now we're going to move the camera over here. So here are the rollers. All right. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Dawn soap. This has been the most effective for me. Now I've done this, I figured this out. About after I did about 30 consoles. And what I noticed is that I would run it under hot water with Dawn soap. Now, most of the time, like on the Slims and the Pros, if you put Dawn soap on it and you wash it with hot water, that'll fix the problem and you're good to go. But this is just a more permanent solution. This is gonna last you a long, long time. You're not gonna have to mess with it. You're not gonna have to worry about discs slipping and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just cover it with Dawn soap, and then rinsing them off. Try to make sure I lather them really good. That's the first step. Now I'm going to boil them, and you can use a pair of tongs, or you don't have to use pliers. I know it's not the best. I know some people probably are going to be like, "What are you doing?" But it's just about, you're not applying pressure when you're holding these, because these are going to get hot. So if you grab this and you press down on it, you're going to have marks all over the roller. So you're going to just very lightly grab it. Now, if you got a pair of tongs or whatever, you don't feel comfortable, you don't want to use pliers, whatever your method you feel you're comfortable with, use it. All right, so I'm going to do this for 20 seconds on each roller 5 times. And I'm just going to do it back to back. So this is all I'm doing. And this is going to remove the oil. So one set. Now, when I first did this, I did 10 seconds because I kind of stumbled upon it, and I was like, well, let me see what happens. I didn't know if I was going to damage the rollers or anything, and so then I went to 15. And then now I've done 20. I mean, it's better when you do it at 20, because it removes like a lot of the longer you put it in there, the better it is. Of course, I don't know what the threshold of how long you can hold it in there before they get ruined, but you definitely don't. I can say that for a later day. I'm not trying to overdo it on these. So that's the second set. So last set. Alright, now we're done. So now what I do is that I used to just put them back on, but what I do now is, I mean, you want to wait a minute, you know, before you touch them, but I can already tell they are, the grip has substantially improved. Alright, so now, usually what I do is I hit it with cold water first. Hit it with cold water. I'll put the soap back on it again. So I got the Dawn soap back on there again. And then I put the hot water back on and I just rinse it off. And then you're pretty much done. Now I got them on a paper towel and I'm just going to dry them off real quick. I'm going to set this up so I can, let's see. There we go. Alright, there we go. I know this is not the best angle I'm doing. I don't have all the sophisticated camera stuff like a lot of people do. Alright, now when I'm putting this back in, see how this is going down, I just actually lift this part up right there, snap it back in. So just right there with your finger, put that in and push down. And then put it like that. Now you're gonna put that in first, like that. See if I can show you. And then you're gonna lift this up. That's how you get it back in. And you'll just twist it until it both connects. Hold the back. There's gonna be a back plastic piece right there. So now I'm just gonna push down. And now it's back in place. So now it's in. I did want to show that in case some people you know, they're about to take it apart and they're like, maybe I don't want to do this. It's not that bad as far as assembly and taking it apart. So, and then I'm gonna make sure that there's like a little metal piece right here that hooks in. Now I got the screws in on the disk drive. I made sure the rollers were dry before I put it back in there. The holes where everything connects, they can still be wet, so hit them with a cotton swab, or if you want to hit it with a hair dryer, whatever. Just make sure it's dry when you get the stuff back on. Okay. All right. So we're almost done here. I'm gonna put this back together now. Yeah, I always make sure that this is flush. Sometimes you can put it in there and it's not. There's some space in there, and you start bolting stuff down, and you end up cracking. You'll end up cracking the centerpiece. So I'll make sure that that's completely flat. Definitely made some mistakes before I got some of this stuff right. It's all part of the learning curve. All right. Now, let's see if there's a difference. All right. All right, here we go. See that? Like it's brand new. I just want to do this a couple of times because there's, just to show you. Yeah, okay. There's no slip. You can do this all day. It's not going to be any slip. Yeah. So this pretty much right here is the best for the original. There was, I don't remember what model on the original it was, but there was a certain model that no matter what I did to clean it, it kept slipping. And I ran through a couple of them that were that way, and it was just a very frustrating that I couldn't get it right. And then when I did this, it started to, it made everything better. I mean, I would reduce I would be able to reduce the slipping, but it was still there. It wasn't perfect. This right there, there's this like there's no slip at all. It's like it's brand new again. So anyway, so I'm done here. I definitely wanted to. This is something I wanted to show people. I mean, it's, if you don't want to go through all this and you just want to buy rollers, it's definitely easier than doing this whole process. I just do this for the longevity of, I just don't want to have to, I do stuff to where I don't have to go back and have to replace stuff. I mean, eventually everything gets broken down, but this isn't just something else that you won't have to worry about in the future. So anyway, all right. If you have any questions, shoot me a message.